Welcome to another episode of Confessions of the Black Punk Rocker. Today's title is called Alberto's Good Deed Gone Bad. I saw an old lady standing at a bus stop with a load of groceries. It was colder than hell, and the ground was all frozen over. I asked myself why nobody was helping her. I pulled over, blocking traffic on purpose, and I got her into my car. Her name was Mrs. Wilson. She had been widowed for 20 years. Anyway, it turned out that she lived in the projects. I walked behind her, carrying her bags. Through the wire-reinforced glass doors, gang symbols carved in the painted frame, darkened halls with multiple layers of graffiti, stuffy, everything smelling of urine. It was like a fun house created by winos. I was looking every which way for trouble. Of course, the freaking elevator didn't work, so we took to the stairwell. The stairway felt like murder, like a gang rape. I couldn't wait to get out, but being an old woman, Mrs. Wilson had to stop repeatedly to catch her breath as we ascended up the 5 flights. We finally got her to her apartment, and as the key clicked into the lock, there was a thunderous barking, like a cerebrus behind the door. "Hey, baby," she said as the door opened. She said it to the biggest, fattest Rottweiler I'd ever seen. The dog danced around her until it saw me. Then it went still, ears flat back. I hoped to God that he wouldn't try to sniff my crotch. "Come on, baby," Mrs. Wilson said, as he obediently followed her to another room. I peeked inside. The floor was covered with newspaper, which in turn was covered with mounds of cockroach-crawling dog poop. People weren't allowed to have dogs in the projects, but some people can't do without them. Like cats who live inside. Those dogs thought their small apartment was the entire world. I really wanted to leave, but the old woman offered me a cup of tea, and I didn't want to be rude. Besides, I figured she needed the company. I asked her why she needed such a large dog when she had so many locks on the door. She told me that she was afraid that someone would come through the window and try to slit her throat. It was hard for me to imagine someone dangling from the 5th-story ledge, trying to get to that old gal. As far as I could see, all she had was a dog-eared Bible, a framed photographs of the dog, and some people she probably never saw, a small black and white television, that 130-pound dog, and 25 pounds of dog crap. It was hard to carry on a conversation with her. Her mind would wander and she'd speak in discontinued bits and pieces. Whoever said the elderly were fountains of wisdom was being a bit too kind. The heat and smell of the place was stifling, and it made me nauseous. She was afraid to open the windows. I wanted to go to the bathroom, but I sincerely felt that she probably had the mummified corpse of some loved ones propped up in a corner. That and the fact that I was afraid of roaches, of course, they gave me the living jam-jams. I could hear in the walls, boldly crawling against the counters, across the floor, into the television, and this was in daylight. Imagine what you might find hiding behind the toilet in a dark bathroom. So I just sat there until she let me go. I hauled ass out of there and hopped into my car. I was depressed like nobody's business. Like I just saw the Elephant Man or something. That afternoon was one of the first times that I drank until I blacked out. The good deed was overshadowed by the big picture.